Hi, everyone. Welcome back. It is Wednesday, January 2 of 2020. Glad to have you with us this evening. It's also press day. I'll give you a glimpse ahead into tomorrow's edition of the Sagersville Independent before I leave you. Also, want to make note that you may have noticed by the skyline behind me, hard to say with the clouds, that the program was recorded a little earlier this afternoon. The boys are traveling to Morgan County to take on the Cougars. JV set to tip off at 6 o'clock, and so far I am still on schedule to be there right at 6 o'clock, exactly now, your time. And that's pretty rare to be on schedule for me. With that said, I've got a great deal of news to cover before we do wrap up for this evening, including a teenager who was struck by a car in Falcon last night. I heard from his mother a few moments ago, an update on his condition, coverage of the McGoffin County Fiscal Court, audit findings discussed by the judge executive, several updates on some other significant ongoing projects and repairs, as well as authorities in a neighboring county which didn't have to go very far or take very much time to arrest a bank robbery suspect after, well, we'll get to that in just a few seconds, essentially robbing the store next to his home. We have a great deal of other information, the calendar announcements, and more before I leave you. We're going to spend a few minutes real quickly, though, talking about the McGoffin County Schools. First, the school board, which did meet, as I told you last night, in an organizational meeting. And they are now going to be meeting on a different day. They've changed their meeting date, which is good for us because it no longer is on the heels almost at the same time as the McGoffin County Fiscal Court meetings. The McGoffin County Board of Education will now meet the fourth Tuesday of each month, the fourth Tuesday at 6 o'clock. And they'll be meeting, of course, at all schools and rotating that calendar meeting at the Board of Education in the summer months. But the fourth Tuesday of each month at 6 o'clock, their new meeting time. We, of course, will have cameras there and reports to follow all of those meetings. You may have heard by now, certainly if you're a student or a staff member or a parent as well, no school for the rest of the week here in McGoffin County due to illness. I did speak with Superintendent of Schools Scott Helton a few moments ago. Barely. He was barely able to speak. Sounded as though he himself feeling under the weather, not the flu, but definitely feeling under the weather, but well enough to tell me that due to attendance rates dropping down to about 81% today, which is well below a threshold where they can operate as a school system, they are calling off classes for the rest of the week. They've been holding at about 89 and 90% for the past couple of days, but took a dramatic drop down to 81% in attendance district-wide earlier today. He also says that local health care providers in McGoffin County said they have confirmed about 20 to 30 confirmed cases of the flu in just the past week, new cases. And with all of that in mind, they are canceling classes for the rest of this week. He had hoped to avoid this a little bit longer because flu is increasing, and he's fearful that they're going to come back in and it's still going to be a serious situation, but that it was a decision they had to make. As of right now, doing the math, that does, still very early to talk about this, but that puts McGoffin County out on May the 12th. He also says tomorrow and Friday will not be NTI days. Since students and staff are sick, they need to concentrate on getting well and not doing their work. They will add these days, of course, to the calendar. The game tonight, as I've already referred to, is going on as scheduled. Johnson County also closed tomorrow. That will be an NTI day for Johnson County students. I think I mentioned it briefly last night, and it's already dead in the water, at least for now. There's no concern as of this time for any business owners or those, of course, watching their pennies, as we all are, to have to be concerned about an increase in the sales tax here in the state of Kentucky. House Bill 28 has been withdrawn. Representative John Sims out of Flemingsburg was sponsoring a bill to raise the sales tax from 6 to 8% in Kentucky starting in January of next year. It would also have raised the personal property tax to 6% and the motor vehicle tax to 8%. It would have been the first increase since the early 90s. I believe it was 1990, but as of right now, it is a non-issue. In Floyd County, there were two incidents of a car hitting a pedestrian last night in neighboring Floyd County. It was a fatal situation where Floyd County Coroner Greg Nelson has confirmed that 34-year-old Eric Ray Terry died after being struck by a vehicle in the Garrett area last evening. We don't have any other details about the accident, how it happened, any other injuries, just except to say that 34-year-old Eric Ray Terry was pronounced dead after the collision with the vehicle. Here in McGoffin County, it was a teenager right about the time I was set to go on air with you last evening. A teenager was struck by a vehicle in the Falcon area. I actually spoke with that teenager's mother via the telephone earlier this afternoon, and she asked me to, among other things, update everyone on his condition and send out a sincere thank you for all of your prayers and concerns. I spoke with 15-year-old Matthew Likens' mother, Garlena Workman, earlier this afternoon on the telephone, actually just a few seconds before Matthew was about to be taken back for surgery for some of his injuries. Garlena tells me that her son Matthew had just returned home last evening from the McGoffin County Athletic Complex, where he plays football and works out, and had come in and then went back outside to check the mail, and either while crossing the road or returning from the mailbox was struck by a vehicle. She says that she and the rest of the family were inside and realized that he had been gone for a few seconds longer than what he should have, and about that time they heard a loud and scary noise, rushing to the door to see him lying in the roadway. He suffered serious injuries but was alert and talking and responsive to emergency personnel on the scene, and was airlifted from near the scene to the Cabell Huntington Hospital, where he was having surgery to repair a broken femur and possibly some other injuries earlier today. Garlena as well asking me to thank everyone out there for their thoughts and prayers and concerns in letting them know that her son was going to recover. A long recovery, but was going to recover. So far, we're not aware of any injuries sustained by the driver of the vehicle, and the McGoffin County Sheriff's Department is working the accident. I'll be right back with more headlines in just a few moments, right after a few words from a few of our sponsors, including the newest sponsor, not just to the Nightly News, but as well coming soon to the Nightly Pet of the Week, sponsored by Dr. Abel of Lexington. Dr. Tom Abel, who is also married to a McGoffin Countyan, former McGoffin Countyan, Libby May. Look for their sponsorship of the Pet of the Week coming soon in days to come.
At work, we do a lot of live shows with crowds. I used to sit up there and not really know who was looking at me. I was finally tired of contacts and glasses, tired of paying for contacts, and I just decided I need to get these eyes fixed. Able Eyes was great. If someone asked me if they should get LASIK, I would absolutely recommend it. At first, like many people, I'm hesitant, but after going to Able Eyes and they walk me through it, I know that it's a quick and painless process, and I recommend going to Able Eyes. They were the best.
Right now, you can take advantage of their lowest prices of the year at $1,800 per eye.
Car wrecks,
truck wreck,
disability,
workers' comp,
slip and fall.
wrongful death.
Your case matters to you.
Your case matters to us. Contact McFarland Tinker Law Office. With our combined experience of over 58 years, we're here ready to work for you.
You know what's just around the corner? Valentine's Day, and for a very limited time, while they're getting ready for Valentine's Day, you can come in and get 50%, that's half off select home decor and 50% off women's winter clothing at Fraser's Prater Drugs Seasonal Shop. It's a must-see sale at the Seasonal Shop in downtown Sagersville for a limited time. Half off women's winter clothing and home decor while it lasts. The Seasonal Shop. Come by or call 349-3223. Tomahawk Feed and Farm Supply, the region's largest inventory and lowest prices on feed for pets and livestock. And now they have Bernie, gear so warm you'll think it's summer, shirts and outerwear, overalls and more for gentlemen and ladies. And Tomahawk always has the best prices on pickup and delivery of gravel and rock that's dense grade all the way up to big class 3 and drain pipe 4 inches all the way up to 72 inches. Tomahawk Feed and Farm Supply in Sagersville at Red Light number 4. It can be one of the hardest parts of being a parent. You can beg them, bribe them, hold them down and try to force them, and sometimes you still can't get them to take their medicine. Well, problem solved at Parkway Pharmacy with Flavor X. Let your kids customize their medicine with some of the best flavors that really do taste great, and it's totally free with your child's prescription at Parkway Pharmacy. So stop the suffering, theirs and yours, for free, and get your Flavor X flavored medicines at Parkway Pharmacy in Sagersville. An armed robbery took place at a Lawrence County business on Sunday, right around 6 o'clock on Sunday evening. It was yesterday afternoon at around 12:37 that authorities arrested a man, in which they did not have to leave the scene of the crime for a very great distance at all. Actually, a neighbor, more or less, to the business is accused of brandishing a weapon and demanding money from a cashier. It happened in Lawrence County, and authorities have now arrested this man. What we know at this hour is that on Sunday evening at around 6:25, State Police at Post 14 got a call about a panic alarm that had been set at the Case Mart. Now that's on Kentucky 3, that's near Yatesville Lake. When troopers arrived, employees said that a man had just came in and committed an armed robbery and fled the store on foot. There was security surveillance video of the entire incident that, when reviewed, did indeed show a man initially just listed as a white male, but now believed to be this man, 47-year-old Donald Adams of Louisa, come into the store. Adams, wearing gloves and a mask, approached the cashier demanding money and flashed a gun to the clerk that he had in his jacket. It appears as though those employees could have been familiar with Adams because he actually is a neighbor to the store. Detectives obtained a search warrant for his residence, which is only feet from the Case Mart, a few hundred feet. And when they executed that warrant and attempted to collect evidence, Adams confessed to them that he had just committed the robbery. He's being held in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center so far on a single count of robbery in the first degree. We'll spend a few minutes talking about a few topics as were discussed last night in the fiscal court meeting here in McGoffin County. However, right now, let's go over to this evening's McGoffin Farm Bureau community calendar. First, we've got someone looking for some help in finding their lost pet. The pet is Gracie. Gracie is a 12-week-old golden doodle, last seen and lost in the Mine Fork area. 349-3493 is the number to call. Missing, Mine Fork area, Gracie, a 12-week-old golden doodle. Once again, 349-3493 is the number to call if you have any information on the possible whereabouts of Gracie. And a reminder for you tonight about the upcoming baby showers, the free community baby showers for expecting moms or those who have infants up to 2 months of age. January the 23rd, which is tomorrow at Floyd County Health Department, at the Floyd County Health Department from 1 till 3, and then next week on Thursday the 30th, next Thursday here at McGoffin County at the Health Department. Call to let them know you're coming and register and get a free gift, 606-515-9483 for the McGoffin County free community baby shower, where lunch and drinks will be served. And call me for any of your community calendar needs, birthdays and anniversaries too. In nightly obituary listings tonight, we have two. The first for Brandon Rowe, 18 of Sayersville, who passed away on the 19th. The son of Christopher Shane Rowe and the late Brandy Kappas Rowe. Besides his father, Brandon is survived by his sister, Shayna Rowe Minix. Visitation continues tonight. Services will begin in his honor tomorrow morning at 11 from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. And lastly tonight, Dr. Maurice Hall, at 98 of Paintsville, passed away on the 21st, yesterday's date, a general practitioner and obstetrician for more than 50 years. He was married to Adele Wells Hall, who preceded him in death. He survived by sons Thomas and Alan Hall and daughter Susan Hall Schultz. Dr. Maurice was a brother to beloved McGoffin County physician Dr. Lloyd M. Hall. Visitation starts Friday after 1. Services start Saturday at 1 from the Jones and Preston Funeral Home.
Appalachian Wireless has a question for you. Would you rather pay $650 or $66 for a smartphone? If you think this answer is simple, then the Appalachian Advantage Plan is for you. Pay less upfront for today's hottest smartphones, and then pay just a few dollars more every month on the monthly bill. Many smartphones are $5 a month or less after you factor in the $20 discount from the Advantage Plan compared to the contract offering. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless. Payment agreement required. See store for details.
Right now, for pennies on the dollar, a huge selection of like-new laptop computers, a fresh stock of video games, the Cadillac of dog tracking and training systems, new hunting rifles, accessories, and ammo. And they always stock, buy, sell, and pawn gold and silver coins and jewelry with a new selection just in at Parkway Gun and Pawn in Sagersville, 349 Pawn. At Sagersville National Bank, they know your house is much more than your home. It's an investment, and for many of us, the biggest we'll ever make. And whether it's for needed repairs and maintenance, or a new addition or renovation to give you some more room and more equity, let Sagersville National Bank deal with all the financial work and worry. Real and real competitive, hometown, homegrown, home improvement loans at Sagersville National. Has Logan Corporation got a deal for you? So the next time you need one, you have one. The fact is that Logan is manufacturing so many dump bodies that they're closing out forever their stock on brand new Honda generators and water pumps. They've got over 50 brand new units in the box with the factory warranty on sale right now at prices you can't find anywhere. 2-inch pumps, $300 and $400 off. 3-inch pumps, 4-inch water pumps, trash pumps, Honda generators, the quiet portable EU series and the 1,000 and 2,000 watt models, hundreds of dollars off. You can get an EU 1,000 25-pound generator for $642. Save almost $1,000 on their big EB 6,500 generator, with many more models available, all at prices lower than anywhere you're going to find online or elsewhere, guaranteed, at Logan Corporation, while they last. Don't drive or let your family drive in this or this before doing this. Stopping at Conley Tire in Staffordsville for brakes, oil, alignment, and of course, tires. Thousands of tires in stock every day to fit anything with 6 months no interest financing and over 33 years of quality service with a smile. Conley Tire in Staffordsville. From brakes, exhaust, suspension, fluid changes, to expert collision and auto body, to turning your 4x4 or diesel from mild to wild, get real auto maintenance, paint, and repair at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sagersville, 349-8785. We'll take a few minutes and cover the most important areas of last night's McGoffin County Fiscal Court meeting, their regular session, which began early with McGoffin County Judge Executive Matt Wireman presenting the most recent audit which has been completed for the McGoffin County Fiscal Court. There were 6 findings therein. This audit for the fiscal year that began the 1st of July of 2017 and ended the end of June in 2018, which is the fiscal year prior to Judge Executive Matt Wireman's administration. Again, there were 6 findings, he says, that were found therein, most, if not all, already corrected upon his administration beginning.
So this goes from July the 1st, 2017 to 2018. That was the last term. There were 6 findings. The first one was the Fiscal Court's Administrative Code does not address commuting mileage or personal use of vehicles owned by the Fiscal Court. In our initial administrative code, we addressed that, so we corrected that, and we're strengthening it even further tonight with the change, proposed change to the administrative code specifically for that. The second one, the Fiscal Court did not consistently utilize a purchase order system. I believe since we've been in, that we get purchase orders for everything the law says we gotta get purchase orders for. Fiscal Court was not presented all claims for review before payment. Everything that the law says has to be here, we bring to the fiscal court meeting for you all to consider. As far as the law goes, as total norm or approval. Fiscal court did not pay invoices timely. To my knowledge, everything that we've got, every bill comes in, we pay it. And that's how we've been operating. The segregation of duties over payroll, we have that in place. We're going to codify that in a standard operating procedures manual as far as finances go. That's still in draft form. I'll be bringing that to y'all once we get it complete. And the same thing with the fiscal court did not comply with procurement procedures for competitive bidding. I think as you've seen over the past 12, 13 months that we bid out quite a few things. That's the way you do things.
Moving on and to an update on monthly progress from McGoffin County Deputy Judge Executive Kevin Howard. He said that the electrical work has been completed at the new 911 location in the McGoffin County Courthouse. And he as well reminded everyone of the next road dedication to be held this Saturday at 1 o'clock on Mash Fork at Fairchild Road, Ray Fairchild Road, as it will be dedicated in honor of our fallen soldier who just returned home, noting that several other road dedications have been submitted to the state and they are awaiting approval. The fiscal court then went on to, at the recommendation of the judge, to table the Battlefield Park bathroom bids. Two were submitted, both coming in at $90,000 and $100,000, with the judge noting that that is a 50-50 match, with 50% of that coming from a land and water grant. And anytime that you use land and water grant funds for such a project, it would dictate that no other portion of the park could ever be used for anything else than its current purpose or state. So they were going to look for other funding alternatives. The court then went on to approve a bid for 2 warning sirens to be placed, one at Bloomington, one at Middle Fork, with a grant covering all but $3,200 of the costs. And later, in approving the sale of a very small parcel of property that sits adjacent to the entrance of Logan Corporation, the judge gave more details about the incoming business. After a certified appraisal was done on the piece of property that measures 1/10 of an acre, it was valued at $3,250, with the court agreeing to sell the parcel, for which a company has expressed interest in purchasing to build a parts store of an unknown brand. And then the judge executive asked for approval of use of some $55,000 of line item coal severance tax funds to be transferred and moved to complete some remaining and major updates to the Lloyd M. Hall Community Center, a new roof, a new gym floor, and termite and pest protection.
We're asking to get about $55,000. We don't anticipate using about 45 to 50, but we got to have some contingency money in there just as part of the budgeting process. But once we get this done, the community center will be as in good shape as it's ever been in years. We've got quotes in to redo the floor back to its original state, to repair the splits and tires and cuts in it. And again, putting that metal roof on with what we're going to do, a 40-year warranty.
40-year metal roof.
Yeah, 40-year metal roof.
We have to take the old shingles off. We want to take them completely off and redo it.
From there, the last portion of the meeting was centered around the ambulance service, the current and potential future one, with Judge Wireman saying that the county is still proceeding with getting an ambulance operations certificate of need from the state in lieu of issues with lifeguard ambulance service, and he invited anyone from the community to write a letter in support of those efforts should they feel so inclined.
We are still working on that certificate of need. I have been in discussion with lifeguard, and they're here going to present again tonight. It is still in draft form, but one of the things that we've got to get are letters of support. We've gotten some in already, but I'd like to have more. So I'm going to put it on the Facebook page, and hopefully we get out through the media. Anybody that wants to send in a letter of support of us getting a certificate of need, they can send that to P.O. Box 430, Sayersville, Kentucky 41465. I'd like to have them in by Monday, because I think the 29th, which is Tuesday or Wednesday, I've got to drive that down there. So if you want to email it, you can email it to mcgoffinjudge@gmail.com. And all you need to say is that you're in support of McGoffin County Fiscal Court obtaining a certificate of need. And as we stated before, we are working with lifeguard. They are, there's been some improvements in some areas, but we've still got some level zeros and some lengthy response times. And we've got Reed back here going to come up and address that as soon as we get done with our comments.
And speaking on behalf of Lifeguard Ambulance Service was Mr. Reed Sears, saying he was the account executive for Lifeguard East Kentucky, telling the court and judge that they were making improvements, but they were still not where they wanted to be. saying in the last 30 days that the company had had 8 level 0 calls here in McGoffin County, down from 15 the month before, but he and the court agreeing that 1 is too many. A level 0 call is when there is no ambulance in McGoffin County to respond to a situation. Sears also said that they currently have 20 full-time EMTs, 3 part-time, and 3 full-time paramedics, staffing 4 trucks relatively consistently, but still working to add more. 2 things we have to cover before I head out to Morgan County for tonight's boys basketball matchup. One being your weather forecast. Is actually not one, but a couple of low-pressure systems that are rolling into what will be a bit of a wet mess for us. We're going to see some rain showers moving in tomorrow night. We'll see a better chance of some rain on Friday, and we might even see a chance of some of that lingering precipitation changing over to some snow before it's all gone. And this is how that translates to your Licking Valley RECC outlook. Clouds will be on the increase tonight. Temperatures are not going to decrease as low as they have been for nights, I guess, and mornings. But we will see the 20s tonight instead, mid-20s as well. Calm winds, glad to report for the end of your Wednesday. Tomorrow, remember, press day for the Sagersville Independent, 49 degrees for your Thursday under cloudy skies, dry skies, cloudy, and once again 49. We do have a chance of showers late tomorrow night. Right now, it looks to be after 1 a.m., maybe a quarter of an inch during that time frame from 1 o'clock in the morning on through the rest of your Friday morning. And then Friday, rain and showers will continue, maybe up to another 3/4 of an inch during the day on Friday, and then maybe another 1/10 or so Friday night, adding up to close to an inch of total rainfall expected. Winds Friday also as well could be gusting out of the southeast up to 20-21 miles per hour. So look for that. Showers likely to wind down around 10 o'clock or so Friday night. Your high and low for Friday, 48 and 35 degrees. For Saturday, we do have a chance of some lingering rain and snow showers, and then rain as we hit about 38 degrees for daytime highs. And we're going to have precipitation hanging around, looming on into your weekend as well. Not as intense as Friday, but Saturday, a 40% chance of rain and snow, depending on where you are and when the temperature hits that freezing mark or a little above. Saturday night, snow showers possible on the back end of this at 32 degrees. And then Sunday, we have a slight chance of some rain and snow showers in the morning, mostly cloudy, and only about a 20% chance at that. Monday of next week, we'll start off cloudy and hit 43. By Tuesday, the sun makes a return, puts us up to the upper 40s. We might even stick around and see maybe 50 by Wednesday of next week. And the last item of business before saying goodnight is to give you a little bit of a glimpse into tomorrow's edition of the Sayersville Independent. The Outsiders, you know what the Outsiders is, right? Well, the author of the Outsiders responded to some comments from a McGoffin County High School freshman. Makes a great read. I hope you picked that up. Also, our editor, Heather Oney, is on the local census board, and she has some important information for what to look out for and why it's so important about the upcoming census for everyone in the Sayersville Independent reading area. More on our earthquake that a lot of us felt as well as more on the Hugo Sperger Art Show coming up at the McCall Art Gallery on the campus of the Big Sandy Community and Technical College over in Prestonsburg. I also want to send out some words of support for another local artist, Tom Whitaker, who I'm told has not been feeling well as of late, and I believe is in the hospital. We wanted to wish him well tonight on the program. The Harold Whitaker Middle School academic team had a big win. We've got a lot of other things, and in our historical page, sponsored weekly by Grover Arnett, attorney at law, just across the way there behind me. Be sure and let Grover or Sabrina know you're reading the paper every week, because we know that that page has become a really big hit and one of the most expected and look forward to portions of the Sayersville Independent. And this week, I think it's 1953, we're rolling back the clocks, looking at the Sayersville Independent in 1953 at this time, when 4-H was something that was making headlines for a couple of different reasons and for some different folks. We hope that you pick one up tomorrow, and I hope to see you back here tomorrow night. I hope after a win at Morgan County, which is where I'm headed to right now. Thank you all for watching. See you back here tomorrow night.